All right, fam, you are not going to believe the week we just had. We've got indie games so beautiful, so fire that it's got legends like John Romero and Neil Druckmann singing its praises. Then you got Roblox, a titan of the industry, watching its stock price take a nosedive because of some serious out-of-pocket controversies. We've got the Battlefield 6 beta, and players are finding out their aim is getting secretly broken by a busted slide mechanic. And to top it all off, we've got new details on Pokemon Legends Z to A and Ghost of Yote that are pure hype. So I gotta ask, what are they doing? Today, we're diving into all of it. We're talking about the indie game that's putting AAA studios on notice, the corporate drama that's shaking up the market, a game-breaking bug you need to know about, and some fire updates on the most anticipated games coming soon. Let's get into it. Let's kick things off with a story that is a massive W for the entire gaming community. There's a turn-based G on the block called Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and fam, this game is special. It's the first project from a French studio, Samfall Interactive, and it's already one of the most talked about games of the year. The premise is wild. It's set in a fantasy world called Belle Epique at Europe. The premise is wild. It's set in this fantasy world inspired by Belle Epique at Europe, and every year, this being called the Paintress wakes up, paints a number on the monolith, and everyone of that age just turns into flower petals. The game starts just before she paints 33, and you lead an expedition to stop her. The game is a certified hit, but the real story here is the praise it's getting from absolute titans of the industry. We're talking about the performance director from Larian Studios, the cats behind Baldur's Gate 3, who called the game beautiful and said it's a game that knows what it is and leans into that. But it gets bigger. John Romero, the OG who co-created Doom, said that Clair Obscur represented the future of the gaming industry, and that indie titles like this can make AAA studios go. And if that wasn't enough, Neil Druckmann, the head of creative at Naughty Dog, praised it as one of the most creative and exciting he had played in a long time. One of the most creative and exciting stories he had played in a long time. No cap, this is the kind of stuff we love to see. An independent studio coming out of nowhere with a fresh idea and executing it so well that it gets the attention of the biggest names in the business. This is proof that creativity and passion can still win in an industry that's often dominated by sequels and safe bets. Big W for Samfall Interactive. Alright, from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, let's talk about Roblox. This platform has been on a crazy run with games like Row and Garden becoming so massive they were eclipsing Fortnite in player count. They've been printing money, but fam, the bill always comes due. This week, Roblox stock took a huge hit, dropping by more than 7%. And why? Because they're getting hit with a storm of controversies. The state of Louisiana filed a lawsuit against them, alleging that the company has failed to properly protect kids from online predators. Now, California is reportedly joining in with around 300 legal actions against the company. On top of that, the entire game just got banned in Qatar. This is a full-blown crisis, and it's hitting them right in their wallets. The timing on this is just out of pocket. While the company is under fire for not protecting its younger audience, the CEO has been making remarks about wanting to feature more adult-oriented experiences on the platform. Bam! Read the room. They need to look into you as well. It's a classic case of a company getting so big, it loses touch with its core community and responsibilities. The success of Roblox was built on being a creative space for everyone, especially kids. Now, that very foundation is being called into question, and both parents and investors are getting spooked. Fam, I gotta know, what do you think? Is this just a bump in the road for Roblox, or is it the start of a major downfall? Let me know in the comments. If you've been grinding the Battlefield 6 open beta, listen up, because this is important. A nasty bug has been discovered that is secretly breaking your aim, and you might not even know it's happening. The issue was first spotted by Shroud and then broken down by YouTuber The Exclusive Ace, and it has to do with the game's bloom mechanic. For the fam who don't know, bloom is basically a mechanic that adds a little bit of randomness to your shots. Instead of every bullet going exactly where your crosshair is, they spread out in a small cone. When you're sliding, that cone gets bigger to make you less accurate. The problem is, if your slide gets interrupted in any way by bumping into a wall, jumping out of it, whatever, the game can get stuck in that sliding bloom state. This means your weapon spread stays wide open, making your aim significantly worse. But there's no visual warning on your screen to tell you it's happening. It's like having a screen door on a submarine completely busted. You could be losing gunfights thinking you just missed, when in reality the game's code is actively working against you. The good news is there's a temporary fix. According to Exclusive Ace, if you perform another complete uninterrupted slide, it seems to reset the bloom to its proper state. With the beta ending on August 18th, it's likely this will get patched before it's over, but you can bet the devs are scrambling to fix this before the game launches on October 10th. This is exactly the kind of critical game-breaking bug that betas are for. Yo, real talk fam, before we get to the next segment, I gotta show some love to the community. You guys are the reason I can keep doing this, no cap. And if you want to support the channel and help me keep making these videos, consider joining the SeemlyTuber Media Squad. For as little as $5 a month, you can become a channel member. You'll get some sick exclusive emotes to flex in the comments. You'll get a special badge to show everyone you're a real one. And you'll get a shout out in my videos. For real, your support helps keep the content coming and keeps me on the grind. So if you're feeling it, hit that join button below and become part of the squad. Much love, fam. Now back to the heat. Let's talk about some hype news. The Pokemon World Championships are going down, and we're getting some fire new details from the playable demo of Pokemon Legends Z8. The biggest news, no cap, is a major change to Mega Evolutions. In the old games like X and Y, Mega Evolutions was a once per battle nuke. You picked your moment, you dropped the hammer, that was it. Well, in Legends Z to A, they're shaking things up. According to the reports from the demo, we can now Mega Evolve multiple times in a single battle. On top of that, it's triggered by a simple click of the right stick. This is a huge deal for the game's flow. It turns Mega Evolutions from a single strategic trump card into a more dynamic tactical tool you can use throughout a fight. This, combined with the new real-time battle system, is going to make combat feel way more active and engaging. We also got a look at the map for Lumino City, which is where the entire game takes place. Fans have estimated that it takes about 40 seconds to run from the edge of the city to the Prism Tower in the city, in the center. But the map also includes explorable rooftops and building interiors, so it sounds dense and packed with stuff to do. With the game set to launch on October 16th, the hype is getting real. Finally, let's talk about Sucker Punch's next big thing, Ghost of Yotei. PlayStation just updated the official website with a ton of new info, giving us our first real look at the game's characters and combat systems. First up, we have the main target for our protagonist, Atsu. They're a group called the Yotei 6. We got their name and some character art. The members are the snake, the kitsune, the oni, the spider, and the dragon, and Lord Saito. That sounds like a fire lineup of bosses to hunt down. We also got a breakdown of the weapon types. Melee weapons, you've got the classic katana for duels, dual katanas for overwhelming enemies with fast combos, the heavy hidden Hachi for countering big enemies, the long range for controlling distance, and the Kusarigami, a chain and sickle, and the Kusarigami, a chain and sickle for crowd control. Ranged weapons, you'll have bow and arrows with different specialized arrow types, the Tanigashima matchlock for high impact shots, and quick fire tools like kunai and smoke bombs for close quarter combat. The site also confirms that Atsu will be able to evolve her weapon techniques and learn core abilities like disarming enemies and using her wolf companion in battle. Sucker Punch is clearly going deep on the combat. giving players a ton of tools to customize their playstyle. This is looking like a worthy successor to Ghost of Tsushima. So there it is, fam. A beautiful indie game getting its flowers, a corporate giant taking a massive L, and a broken beta bug you need to watch out for. And some fire updates for two of the most hyped games on the horizon. What a week of highs and lows. But that's my take. I want to know what you think. Which story got you the most hype? Are you worried about roadblocks? Did the Battlefield bugs screw you over? Drop a comment below, hit that like button if you learned something, and sub to the channel so you don't miss the next deep dive. And you already know, hit me on Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it, and join the squad. Much love, SeemlyTuber out. Peace.